Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Nice little surprise to wake up here in the Asia time zone to an 18% bang box trade. If you guys are on the 24/7 bot, congrats to a nice, beautiful trade. We're setting up, we're still in that kind of bounce territory. Anytime Bitcoin takes a big move down, it's usually the reaction that you get after that is a big move up. So we'll take a look at our targets for kind of what we think will happen for this bounce. But yeah, happy Wednesday or Tuesday if you're watching from the North American time zone. Let's get into it. Taking a look, beautiful. If you're not already in the Discord, get inside the Discord. Here, I'll just pop up the QR code. Scan the QR code at the bottom of my webcam, and that'll get you into the Discord where we can get you set up and in the group today. Beautiful 16.63% trade while we slept, bringing our total account balance. We put 0.1 BTC into this bot a few weeks ago, 18% up. So, and that's with a dump. That's with a dump. So if you were in Tether, you have 18% more Tether. If you were in the Bitcoin bot, you have 18% more Bitcoin. So all things good. We had a few little mishaps, but hey, they can't all be winners. But yeah, looking good on that front. Let's get into the TA. Let's start things off on the daily. We're in this descending broadening wedge, which is a part of a bigger structure, which is basically a bull flag. Getting ready for moon time. Really, really liking the high time frame structure. We can get bogged down and a little too hyper-focused on the small term. But yeah, the high time frame stuff is looking great. This candle, last week's close, beautiful doji candle. All of this demand showing up below, just beautiful structural candle. And we've got about 5 days left in the current candle, so let's not get too excited. But if it closes anything like this, that's a fantastic candle to have. That's kind of your 3 candle reversal here on the weekly. So looking really, really good. Liking the amount of volume that came in on that move. Nice little pop of volume showing that the bulls are ready to show up. Bulls are ready to hang out. And yeah, things are looking good. Going down to the daily. Still below the 128 EMA, which, isn't a super popular moving average. It's a moving average that I have just started using. So I don't have a ton of experience with that, full transparency, but it's the moving average that we use for the Bang Box system. Moving averages that I am more familiar with are on the alphanumerics indicator. If you guys are looking to get hooked up on alphanumerics, there's more information inside of the Discord, or go to alphanumerics.com. But yeah, we're on top of this 7. This blue moving average is the 7 moving average, which on the daily represents the weekly average price. As long as price can maintain a higher price than the average, we're in an uptrend. We're going to continue to head to higher levels. And we have 1, 2, 3 days above that in this local area here. We do have overhead resistance at around 61,700 and stickier resistance up at around 63,200. So that could be where this bounce ends us up. But I'm not putting too much emphasis on the bear side of things. I'm overall bullish on the market. I'm overall bullish on the consolidation. I'm overall bullish on the bull flag. There's not a lot for me to be bearish about. I know other analysts will disagree with that statement, but this bull market ain't over yet. I'm going to maintain that we're looking good. All right, let's take a look at the smaller time frames. The smaller time frames are where you can have a little bit more interpretation. There's going to be less certainty, but here on the 4-hour, we're looking really good. We look like we're about to pop up above the 128 EMA. We've attempted to do it already a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times we've attempted to get above the 128 EMA. If we can get a 4-hour candle close above currently 61.1, that's a moving target, by the way. So at the time that you're watching this video, just follow the moving average, the 128 EMA. If we can get a candle body close above that level, I think that's going to be a really good indication to the market. If we can start taking out some of these local highs, that's even better. So if we can take out this high, looking good for the price. And it's looking frisky. It looks like it wants to at least go and give an attempt. Let's turn volume back on. Let's take a look at the VPVR as well. Let's get a little bit more volume in frame. Let's see where the bulls and the bears lie here. So overhead resistance, I think the strongest resistance of this consolidation is around 67,000. So that's indicated by the VPVR, the volume profile in the visible range. So you just take the consolidation, put it in the frame, and that's going to tell you where most of the trading volume took place. Technically, we are bearish below this line and we become uber bullish above this line. So we are technically on the bearish side as far as the volume profile is concerned. But like I said, I've got other things that I'm looking to. The higher time frame stuff is painting a very different picture, and I put a lot more bias and emphasis on the higher time frame stuff than I do on the lower time frame stuff. Now, let's get into BangBox. What's BangBox looking like it wants to do? Are we going to get another move before we head up to higher levels? Let's turn the volume off. We don't need that for this amount of for this time frame. If there are any charts you guys want me to take a look at, leave them in the put them in the chat so we can read them. Nobody joining on Twitch, it seems like. So yeah, here's our nice little 18% move on BangBox. Got out right about 17, 18%. We got 16. A lot of the members got 18%. I saw a lot of 18% P&L cards out there, so congrats. Sometimes latency can work in your favor. We're looking like we want to go, and I don't want to go yet. I want us to reset. So if we can get back below 60K just for 15 minutes, just for a well-timed second, that would be ideal. I'd like to see us get a reset, or just continue to trade sideways as the moving average catches up. But looking good, looking good. Let's see how things are doing in the altcoin space. So altcoins, still not a favorable trading condition to be in. Playing in the altcoin space has not been easy, that's for sure. If you're playing with leverage in the alts, you've lost a lot of money and you're not going to get that money back. If you've been playing in spot, you haven't seen a lot of returns on those investments, and you've seen a lack of performance when you compare that to what we're seeing with Bitcoin. But this will have its day. The alts will have their day in the sun. Mark my words, they will go. But until we start to change this trend and dominance begins to trend down, we're not going to see that. So it had a little red candle come down and it looked like alts were doing well, but Bitcoin's doing well again, had a nice little pump. So it's wanting to get up to that kind of 60% target. So we might end up here before we get a reversal, and until we get that reversal, we're going to assume that Bitcoin's going to continue to be the asset that dominates the market. Let's take a look at traditional markets for just a moment. Nice, beautiful move here on the S&P. Yeah, S&P's had a nice bounce. Continuing its overall uptrend, nothing really bearish to point to. You know, a lot of people, man, they just get so fundamental. They're like, oh, war this, Iran, that, so-and-so is getting angry at this and so-and-so's like this is happening, that's happening, recession, this, blah, blah, blah. Ignore all of the news. The news is completely pointless. You will never make a single dollar following the headlines, ever. You need to just look at the facts. The facts are right here on the chart. Are we in an uptrend? Yes. That means we're going to continue to be in an uptrend. Until we break structure, there's nothing to be bearish about. You can look at the world falling apart. The world's on fire. If this chart is still in an uptrend, it doesn't matter that the world's on fire. If you're trying to make money in these markets, you just got to look at the facts. And the facts are the S&P is doing great, continuing its uptrend. Nice little rebound, looking good. Let's see how things are on the NASDAQ. Same story, different chart. Similar structure, more leverage, more volatility, faster movements. Looking good. Let's carry that forwards and take a look at the dollar. Then we'll take a look at gold. Dollar trending, continuing its downtrend up to hopefully getting over to our support here. I would like to see the dollar continue to trend down to our support levels. So as long as the dollar continues to lose value, it will continue to be a favorable trading environment. CAS and Beam chart. Yeah, we'll take a look at CASPA and Beam. CASPA's been really good, really good. CASPA's been a really fabulous outlier in the market overall. Let's take a look at gold. Gold still being gold. Gold still perpetually managing to be a yellow rock. Just so good at being a shiny yellow rock. Shiny yellow rock has not decided to change its price just yet, consolidating at a high, but this consolidation is a breakout consolidation, so I expect continuation. It's just a matter of when. When will we continue? When will the shiny rock have a new number? Ordinals beginning to bottom, as I mentioned in the previous stream. Track has had some pretty significant gains. Now, this is the thing about ordinals. These things are super high risk, by the way. And high risk for a lot of people. High risk is an interesting term psychologically for people because during certain market conditions, when you hear the words high risk, you FOMO into it because you want to make a lot of money. But in other circumstances, when you hear the words high risk, you avoid it like the plague. Nothing changes except your perception of it. These things can move incredibly quickly in the right conditions. And we've seen some beautiful, beautiful days here. We have a 19% daily close on yesterday's candle, currently sitting at 2.5%. The previous candle to that, 3.5%. Nice little pop, but we haven't broken any structure. So, we're up 50% without breaking the tiniest, like the lowest bar of structure. A 50% move, which has nothing considerable to it. All right. Like we don't break the first benchmark till it's up over 100%. And then we break the second benchmark at 140%. So you need to be very, very willing to accept that level of volatility, okay? And the easiest way for you to handle that upside and downside volatility is through positioning size. So if you're going to dabble in the ordinal space, make sure that they represent a very small fraction of your portfolio because you won't be able to handle the volatility. And they can account for really large increases in your overall portfolio. So you don't need a lot. Don't be greedy. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. One of the oldest sayings in the market space. All right. Another one that's been doing well is Sats. Sats is wanting to break that downwards sloping line of resistance. If you don't know what Sats is, don't worry about it. It's an ordinal. It's a shitcoin. Shitcoins of this cycle. The shitcoins of this cycle are on the Bitcoin network. They're not on, you're not going to see monumental gains on the Solana network. You're not going to see monumental gains on the Ethereum network. You're going to see them on the Bitcoin network. And that's going to fuck with people's heads big time. And that's how you know it's going to work. The more you can mess with people's heads, the more you can challenge the narrative, the better. Everybody says you can't make money on Bitcoin, so this will be the first cycle that the best money to be made will be on Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look at Kaspa. Kaspa. How do we interpret this price action? Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's get it on the 3-day chart. Beautiful demand tail on this. Let's we can delete most of this. Kind of have a channel. Upwards channels are tricky for new positions, but they're very easy for existing positions. If you hold a position in Kaspa, there's nothing that you need to do. It's in an uptrend. Until the trend breaks, you have nothing to worry about. It's going to continue. And the other interesting thing about upwards sloping channels and formations is they're technically bearish, but people get so hung up on patterns and triangles and this and that that they put too much emphasis on it and they forget the facts. And the facts are this is in an uptrend. This is a project that has high demand. This is a project that a lot of people want exposure to. So when these do break out bullish, it takes the market off guard and you usually get the strongest rallies from bearish patterns. When a bearish pattern breaks bullish, you get the strongest rallies because it takes the market off guard. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that in Kaspa. It's got a good narrative behind it. Silver to gold ratio is up 88-1. Yeah. I don't know if you should be doing silver to gold ratios. I don't think silver has anything to do with gold, to be perfectly honest with you. Gold is in computer components. We don't need silver like we need gold. Gold is a store of value. Silver isn't. So the market has made it very clear that silver is not a store of value. Silver, it used to be a method in which you could denominate smaller units of gold. But those days, that's like fucking, medieval England. Like we haven't had those days in a long time. But, the metal people in general have a lot of weird metrics, and they hate Bitcoin. Most of them. I know there's a lot of people in precious metals in the Bitcoin space, but the hardcore gold bugs and the hardcore silver bugs don't get why Bitcoin's better than both of them. Oh, well, the internet will go down. The internet will go down, and then what are you going to have? You're going to have a bunch of digital nothing. If the internet goes down, the most valuable currency is food and bullets, not gold. Lead is the currency. Silver is one hell of a drug. Blasphemy. I've been known to troll a group or two, my friend. I've been known to troll a group or two. It's, I'm never going to hold precious metals for no other reason than the fact that I travel. I'm not going to custody that shit because I can't. Can't cross borders with it. Don't want to have to store it. The only gold, I would hold gold in the form of jewelry. And that's because I would wear it or I'd have my wife wear it. And that's it. What else we got? We asked Kaspa and what? Beam. Beam is an interesting one. Do we care about Beam? I haven't heard much about Beam. Beam. So Beam, I could have sworn Beam had been around for a while. Let's pull up something on Beam. Beam. Oh, so there's a different Beam too. There's two Beams. I might be familiar with this Beam. I'm not sure. Let's dive a little bit deeper. It lives on the Ethereum blockchain. meritcircle.io. Whoa. Atari. What the fuck is this? Okay. Okay. Well, it's got immutable X. We like immutable X. Our mission is to revolutionize gaming by making blockchain technology a cornerstone of the next generation of games. A new era of gaming. Okay. It's an open source blockchain specialized for gaming. It is an ecosystem that simplifies the complexities of game development and dramatically enhances the gaming experience, putting the focus back on the player. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I think blockchain's a pretty good, it's a pretty good fit for gaming. I've said on the channel multiple times that, you know, everything will end up on Bitcoin eventually, but that'll take a while for people to realize. The reason being is because any company that goes online is trying to make money, right? And when money becomes Bitcoin, the blockchain that they're going to use for payments is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the best money. It's the strongest money. It's going to be the highest money in demand. So eventually everything will be built on the Bitcoin network, because if it's not built on the Bitcoin network, you're not going to be able to get Bitcoin. But that'll take a while. You know, credit where theories aside, that will take a while. I like how they stole the Apple image here, mock-up. But yeah, it looks like they want to team up with some good platforms. Immutable X is a good marketplace. Polygon is a good high throughput blockchain. Not sure exactly what where Beam lies on that. Maybe they're doing the gaming systems. I'm not sure. But whatever they're doing isn't resulting in much of a bullish price. Maybe I have an old chart here. Let's see if we can find a newer chart. BMAX. Nope. Let's compare it to Immutable X and Polygon. IMX. And Matic. Well, it's doing better. It's the choice. It's the choice you want to have. Yeah. As ever since Beam has been on the scene, that's the one that has the highest demand. That's the one that has the highest price. So that's good. Got a little bit of a bullish divergence here. It's going against a downtrend. So, you know, we need a lot more cooperation on the Bitcoin dominance side of things before you get too heavy-handed into Beam. But it's trending in the right direction. I just think there's going to be a big move. I think there's going to be a big move in Bitcoin first. And that big move in Bitcoin is going to represent the kickoff for altcoins. So I think we're going to get a huge, big fuck you candle out of Bitcoin where alts might actually lose value because people are FOMOing into Bitcoin. And we'll get up to that 60%, and then that'll mark the top, and we can begin to create the structure for a reversal. And at that point, we're going to want to take out the downsloping structure of Beam. So keep it simple. Keep it simple. There's two kind of targets. Horizontal target here. Let's remove IMX. We don't need that anymore. We don't need Matic. And we'll put a downward sloping line of resistance. Analysis does not need to be complicated to be correct. It needs to be simple. People overcomplicate TA all the time. Keep it simple, okay? Until this white line is broken, the assumption is it won't break. That's it. That's the analysis. Boom. We are below it, no buy. We get above it, we buy. Simple as that. If you follow very, very simple TA, you're going to do very well in this market. Any thoughts on how exchange tokens will go this cycle? I feel like early last cycle, they were the first cycle. There were very few, but now we have a whole host of exchanges doing it. The higher the volume the exchange does, the better the token it will do, because exchange tokens have a lot of utility because they offer breaks on fees. So if you can get a reduction in your trading fees, that is high enough demand to warrant buying exchange coins. Because of the intrinsic value of that, and because you can see a reduction in your overall cost of a trading portfolio, they have value. I expect them to do well as well. Maybe not a FOMO, gotta get this coin type of environment that we saw with BNB. I think BNB was kind of a unique event because it was the first time an exchange created a decentralized network. But I think that they will do well because there's enough demand to support token appreciation. Can we take a look at Gari token? Sure. It's Web3 streaming platform on Solana, Gari network. Web3 streaming platform. Well, it's got to go against the Web2 streaming platforms. That's not easy. It's cool for us in our little crypto bubble, right? But it doesn't mean jack shit in the real world. People still use Facebook. You know that? Isn't that fucking wild? People still use Facebook. A lot of people, like most social media, is still Facebook. Gari. So, don't expect, what the point I'm trying to make is, if they're doing streaming, decentralized streaming, like who's using it other than crypto people speculating on it and looking at the price every day and getting pissed off? That's all. Oof. Disgusting. Absolutely treacherous. Who rugged? Who fucking rugged? My God. Ouch. I'd be very apprehensive of this one, man. 1,500 on CoinGecko, rank 1,500. Market cap only 5 million. I feel like this is a rug. I think it got fucking rugged, dude. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. I really don't. I would stay away. Have a look at the website. I don't think the chart warrants it, if I'm being totally honest with you. Somebody fucking rugged, dude. This is a rug. You kind of lost all your money. Yeah, that's a tricky one to recover from. There was definitely some insider trading with this one. Somebody launched, maybe the wrong founders were given the wrong tokens, and somebody just took their money and ran, dude. Rugged. All right. All right, let's see what else we can take a look at. Let's take a look at some ordinals. Our good old Nat Cats. Then we'll close it out. See how the Nat Cats are doing. Everybody likes cats. Cats have high demand. Cats aren't a rug, are they? Nothing much. Nothing much. Hasn't gone up much. Maybe cats are a rug. Yeah, until we can see some volume coming in, nothing. The ordinal space is really, really slow right now. And it's because the Bitcoin market is slow overall. We need Bitcoin. Everything changes when Bitcoin's up above $70,000. When Bitcoin gets above $70,000, it's probably going to result in a breakout. That breakout is going to carry us to $100,000, maybe even $120,000 before we even slow down. And then we're going to create a very short consolidation and continue up to $400,000, $500,000, $700,000. Everything changes at 70K. So we're below 70K. Nothing's changed. It's just more boring ass shit. We're going to close it out there. Thank you all for joining into the stream. And don't forget to set your free Bitcoin trading bot up. Go to blackbox.pro and sign up for free. Sign up with one of our partner exchanges, and you can make 18% like we did last night while we were sleeping. So that's all I got for you. Thank you all for joining in. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.